Hey there, welcome to a new tutorial with PSD Box. Today I have something a bit surreal for you. I want to show you how I made this manipulation. It's not something really difficult to make. I used Photoshop CC, but you can use pretty much any Photoshop version to make this. It's something, I don't know if it has any sense. It's something really weird and that's it. So I'm going to show how I made this. You will find all the links to the stock images that I used for this on my website on psdbox.com, and I hope you will enjoy it, and let's get started. Okay, so if you headed over to my website, you found the links that will allow you to download these stock images that I have here, and we will start with the background image. So I'm going to open it, this image from here. I found it on unsplash.com, but actually I'm going to leave it to the original size. It's 6000 by 4000, and the first thing I want to do is remove this side from here using the quick selection tool like that. So I'm going to mask it and probably use the refine mask, and next I'm going to add the second image, which is this one. If these images are no longer available, you can just find something else. It doesn't really matter. As a premium member, if you're a premium member, if you download the resources, the PSD file of this tutorial, you'll also find these stock images. But if you don't find them online anymore, just use something else. It doesn't really matter. I just wanted to create something really weird with this sort of upside down world. And for this image, I want to remove this side over here. I'm gonna sample from there with the spot healing brush. And the next thing I'm gonna do is add the man over there. Luckily, it's a PNG file, so you don't have to extract it. I downloaded it like this from deviantart.com. I'll give you on the website you'll find the link to it. And let's name this BG2. And this one main background. And on this layer mask here, I'm gonna double click on it and I'm gonna drop the density to 85. This will create a sort of haze because it's gonna let some of the effect pass through because it's not completely black, as you can see. So I'm gonna leave it to about 80 or 85%. This will create this sort of haze effect there, which makes it look a bit more, a bit better, I think. I'm gonna paste the man over there. I'm gonna leave it here. Place it somewhere where it looks realistic. If you put it over here, it looks too small. If you put it over there, it looks kind of too big, I think. So somewhere here. I'm gonna turn it into a smart object, and I'm gonna name it man. Now, the next thing I'm gonna do is add the lamp over there. I used a different one. For this tutorial, I'm gonna give you this one, which is from pixelsquid.com, because I don't know where I got the other one from, so I don't want to have copyright problems. So I'm gonna give you this one and put it right there. Now, in order to mask this, I'm gonna create a layer mask. I'm gonna name this lamp, and on this layer mask, I'm gonna paint with a brush, with the hard brush, and I'm gonna just get rid of this. Okay, that's the lamp over there. And let's create a light for it. So I'm gonna create a new layer on top and I'm gonna name it light. Now, in order to create the light, I will create it on the inverse way, meaning I will create the big glow and then I'm gonna go smaller. So because I have this on screen, I can start with a very unsaturated and rather darker effect for the big glow, like this, but make sure you're using a soft brush, something like that. Well, a bit brighter, so I'm gonna make it slightly brighter, and I'm gonna click once over there. Now I'm gonna make it even brighter, but I'm gonna make the brush smaller. Click there. Now I'm gonna make it even brighter, make the brush even smaller, and then very bright and smaller brush, like so. That's how I created this kind of glow over there. Now we're gonna move on and let's add some details here on our character over there. For the smoke, I used one from Pixel Squid. You'll have this particular image on the resources folder on my website. You'll find a link that will allow you to download this because Pixel Squid is now a paid service. So I used this one. Let's wait for it to be done. This is the Pixel Squid widget. I'm gonna remove the shadows and use high resolution, 100% original size, and I'm gonna move it with the V key and place it over there. Well, I'm gonna make it a bit smaller, a bit bigger, sorry, and place it right over there like that. And if necessary, just brush around a bit, but I think it looks pretty nice there. So I'm gonna leave it there. I will desaturate it a bit because it has a green tint on it, so I'm gonna press Ctrl Command U and reduce the saturation a bit to -40 or something. And for the one that I have here, you can use a pack that I have, or you can use the same, but I didn't want to use the same one. So on resources.psdbox.com, you will find a pack with industrial smoke. For the original image, I used a different one. I used an image that I googled, I think, so I'm not gonna give you this one, but you can use this same one if you want. For this tutorial, I'm gonna just duplicate it and move it down there and just duplicate it, and that's it. A bit bigger and just place it over there, and we're good to go. Great. Now, one other thing that I wanted to add is I want to have this area shattered here like broken glass, and I used a stock image for that, which is this one. And because it's on black background, it helps us a lot because I can paste it over here. First, I have to make it a lot smaller. Let's say maybe 20% and even smaller. But in order to have the black background go away, I have to use the screen blend mode. With the screen blend mode, everything that is dark goes away, so I can create something like this. But as you can see, it has to be a lot smaller, about that big. And now I also want to create some shadow, the shadow that this glass creates over the mask. And the best way to do it, I think, is creating a duplicate. Let's name this shatter. The best way to do it is just to duplicate this and invert the image. If I put it on normal, what happens is that now what was black goes to white and what was white goes to black. And I have to go back, just, well, I'm gonna put it right there. But now I have to use a different blend mode because what I want is the white background to go away. And in order to do that, you have to use the multiply blend mode. And now everything that is white goes away, and I'm only left with the black part of it. But I have to delete something here. I see a strong edge. I'm gonna delete that. And also on this one with a soft eraser. And now I will put this under the shattered glass, and I'm gonna name it shattered glass shadow. And I'm gonna put it right over there, just move it slightly. And now I'm gonna blur it. Go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And about 3 pixels of blur, that's okay. And now I'm gonna drop the opacity a bit. You can see some of the shadow is on this side, which is not what we want. So I'm gonna use the man selection, control click on the man's layer. And now I have selected the man, but I want everything that is outside to go away. So I have to invert the selection. So go to select, inverse, and now press delete, and you will see how this area here goes away. See that? And we're good to go. On the shattered glass, I see an edge here, which I don't like. Well, it's not from the shattered glass, it's from the man layer. I'm gonna get the layer mask. I don't know if you can see that there's an edge there. So that's how I created that shattered glass and the shadow there. I also have a red effect there, and I did that with the hue saturation adjustment. But we'll do that. Well, let's do it now. Hue saturation, and I'm gonna clip it to the man layer. And what I will do now is I'm gonna set the hue to -180. I'm just looking at this area and increase the saturation quite a lot. Let's check colorize and see how that looks. Yeah, it looks a lot better. And now I'm gonna control I on the hue saturations adjustment layer mask. This will hide the whole effect. And with the brush, I'm just gonna paint with white over it. Okay, now the next thing I added is some dripping blood over there, but if you don't want to add it, it's really up to you. This is a stock that I used. I'm gonna copy it and paste it right on top of everything here. And as you can see, the background is white even though it's not correctly exposed, but I'm gonna make it smaller first. We have to use the levels. So with this layer selected, press Ctrl+L, and you can see this gap here means we have no highlight, so we have to increase it quite a lot. And now I'm gonna select just a part of it because I just need this dripping. Well, let's actually select the entire O. I'm gonna copy it, hide this layer, and paste that image there. Move it probably over here and change the blend mode to multiply. And you can see how the black background goes away and we have this blood dripping there. You can add as many as you want. I added another one over here, if you can see the original one over there, but that's really up to you. That's how I added, using the same stock image. Let's add more elements to our image. I added a flying bird, which is this one. Really easy to extract with the magic wand tool, tolerance to 26. Check contiguous and just click on the image on the black background, and you can see it selects the background. And I'm going to create a layer mask for it, inverted with Ctrl+I. And I'm going to move the whole thing with the V key. You can move, if I click here and move it to my document here and I let go, it's going to bring the whole layer with its layer mask on my canvas. And now you can see that the edges are not perfect, but we're going to fix that right now. I'm going to make the first I'm going to make the bird a bit smaller. In order to fix the edges, you can right click and choose select and mask, or refine edge, or refine mask, or whatever you want, whatever you have there. And you can use the decontaminate colors and just click OK, and that 1 pixel that you had there around, it's gonna go away. And for the rope and the key, I just googled some images. The key, I think I got it from Pixel Squid, and it's here on the stock folder. It's this one, and let's paste that here and make this a lot smaller, something like that. And the rope, I just googled some images and I duplicated the rope to make it longer, and that's it. I'm gonna move this from here to the other document, and that's it, because you just have to Google this image and or just find a rope yourself and use it. This was the key. Let's move it down there like that, and we're done. I also found a knot right there, which I can move right here and put it there to just make it look realistic. These are just details which you can add, or you can add whatever you want, or just not anything at all if you don't want to. The flying bird is not really looking nice here, so I have to make some adjustments to it. And what I want to do is turn it into a smart object first and use levels with Ctrl+L, and just on the output levels simply just drop this a bit. This will darken the whole image a bit, and that's it. And maybe the midtones a bit. Take a look at the before and after. It was too bright, I think. Okay, we're pretty much done. Just some other details. I added some bones here. If you don't think they are looking realistic, just don't add them. I got them from deviantart.com. I'm gonna give you the links to them, and they are pretty easy to extract from the background. I'm gonna show you the technique that I used for the shadows. First, I'm just gonna move them right over there. In order to preserve the original shadows, what I did is I created 2 copies. This is the original one, with the background. You can see I deleted the background entirely and all the shadow as well. And then I created a copy of the same layer. I deleted the layer mask and I just left, I turned it into black and white, and I used levels to increase the brightness, so the background became completely white, and all I needed was this shadow over there, these ones over here. Let me show how it looks without it. See that? With the shadow and without the shadow. And the rest of this part over here is not visible because this one is on top, is exactly one on top of the other. And that's how you can keep the original shadows. I have a tutorial where I used, I think it's called contrast masking or whatever. It's one of the first tutorials that I have on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna put the link here. And there I show you how I use this technique. Let's move on and add some other details. These are just details that I added myself. This is from Pixel Squid as well. Paste it over there, make it smaller. I don't know, it just looks like another man died here from the same cause. I'm poisoned. And there's another image which I think is not here. It's a gas tank. I think I have it here, right there, and I'm gonna put it below these bones here, below the layer of the bones, right there. Great. These are really details that you can add yourself. It's really up to you what you add here. I thought this could look interesting, and that's it. I also added a road sign, this one. I'm gonna paste it on top of everything, actually below the man. Let's find it with the V key, with the move tool. If you press Control and click, you can see Photoshop highlights the layers, the boundaries of the layers, and if you click, it will select the corresponding layer. That way it's easier to find objects on the layers palette. And I'm gonna paste it below. With Control click, you can create a layer below the selected layer and paste it right over there. And I'm gonna make it smaller, like that. And with the layer mask, I'm gonna delete the bottom part because it's too big. I think it's too tall. Okay. And you can create some shadows by duplicating the layer. Apply the layer mask. Control Command U, lightness to 0, and that way I have a silhouetted version of this. And I can flip it vertically. On the manipulations secrets series, I'm explaining how I created different kind of shadows. Distort. Place it right there and try to match this. And now with the eraser, I'm gonna delete that part of there. Okay, and now I'm gonna blur it. Filter, blur, and choose Gaussian blur. About 5 or 6. Try to match this the shadow of the man, and also the opacity of it, more or less. The shadow should go more towards the left, but anyways, I'm gonna leave it like that. And that's all the details that I have added on the manipulation. Now comes the what is this here? Oh yeah, this is a copy of the dove layer, of the flying bird. And now comes the final adjustments, which will give our image the final look. First, I added a gradient map, and I used one of the photographic toning. It was the gold copper, this one, but I deleted the gray color. So select this one and click delete, and I changed the blend mode of this to color and opacity to just 3%. I just wanted to change a bit the tones of the whole image and create more warmth on the image. Then I added 3 color lookups. If you don't have a Photoshop CS6, I think the color lookup was introduced with CS6. Just try different adjustments and create a look similar to what I'm doing here. And I used the preset DK79. You'll find the link that will allow you to download this for free. And I have this to 16% on hue. So use the hue blend mode for this. Then another color lookup. This time I have a preset that I created myself. PSD Box Urbanita it's called. This one. This pack is free. You can download it for free with all these presets. And again, there's a link on my website that allows you to download this. You can see the effect that it creates. And I have this on normal at 55%. And then yet another color lookup. And this time I use the drop blues. The only thing that this adjustment does is desaturates blues. So you can use a hue saturation if you want to just desaturate the blue tones. And I have this on 52% on normal. And then the last one is an exposure. I use this to add more a washed effect or whatever. And I have this to 0.0076. Okay, so it adds more light on the shadows. And now for the final touch, I created a... Well, the man is not looking really nice. I see some red tones on it. Let's select the man layer before we move on. And because it's a smart object, I'm gonna press Ctrl-Command-M to open the curves. You can also add a curves clip to the man layer, it's the same. And I'm gonna go here into the options, and I wanna autocorrect the white balance of the man. And so I'm gonna choose Find Dark and Light Colors, and I'm gonna choose Snap Neutral Midtones. And now it looks better. See, it removed some of the red tones. Actually, if I deactivate this and reactivate this, now it's more red, and with the curves it has more cyan tones to it. I have a tutorial explaining how to make auto corrections on layers, so you don't have to create it's really easy and it's really accurate. So now let's move to the final step, which is creating a stamp. You can do this with Shift-Alt-Command-E, or also you can select the entire canvas with Control-A, go to Edit, copy Special, or copy Merged, and then Edit, Paste, and you will create, you can see I merged all the layers into a new one. And here then I use the Camera Raw filter. If you don't have Camera Raw as a here activated as a filter, this is only available in Photoshop CC. I have in previous tutorial explained how to do this, but if you have Lightroom, you can save this as a JPEG and open the image in Lightroom, and you'll get the same effects here. And I don't remember the settings that I have here. I just remember that I increased the clarity a bit. Vibrance, I'll probably remove it slightly. With the effects, I added more vignetting, midpoint set to 0, vignetting to maybe -15, feather to the maximum. You can also add some grain if you want to create that kind of grungy effect. And with the HSL, you can change the tones of this, or with the camera calibration, you can move this around and change the tones. But this is pretty much a very saturated image. That's how I wanted it to be from the beginning. So don't touch this too much. Maybe with a split toning, I can add a very gentle tone of yellow on the highlights and something bluish on the shadows, but very light, something very small amounts. And I think I'm gonna leave it like that and click OK. And this is the final result. See the without camera raw and after camera raw. So that's how I created this manipulation. It's something quite simple to do. It's not really difficult. There's no there's no complex maskings or stuff like that. What will take you most time is the bones, but if you don't want to add them, just leave them there and just be creative and add something else or create your own concept. That's how I created this manipulation. I hope you liked it. If you want to get more tutorials like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel or to my Facebook page. And also, if you want to get free resources and PSD files, subscribe to the newsletter. I send one every month. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next tutorial.